Welcome to KU Sports Extra, everyone. I'm sitting next to Tom Keegan. He's sitting next to Matt Tate. And we're going to talk South Region from our bracket breakdown videos. We've done all the others. If you haven't seen them yet, click on each individual one. There's some absolute gold in those videos.
Yeah, I wanted to name all three of our sons Neil Young Keegan, but my wife didn't go for that.
That's why.
And this is the all-name region because there are a ton of great names. In fact, I'll give you one I didn't even go with.
Wow. Spoiler alert. Just
yeah,
jump
spoiler
right
alert.
into it.
When UCLA was there looking at TV to see if they got in, and they're thinking, we're not getting in this tournament. Why are we even having a watch party? Then they see it come on, and one of the players says to one of the other players, man, we don't belong in this field. You want a bell? UCLA has a player named Wanabell.
I bet he's a starter, and he never comes out. All right, let's jump right into it. We've been going winner of each region first, so let's start there. Who comes out of the South? Tom Keegan.
Duke, because the NCAA paved the way for Duke. This is the Midwest is the strongest region, which it unquestionably is. This is the weakest region. Paved the way for the beloved Duke Blue Devils.
Sets up that Kentucky-Duke final that they surely would love to see, and 98% of the rest of the nation would hate.
How many times would we see Christian Laettner shot if that happened?
Oh, my Lord. Didn't even think about that. I also didn't watch that 30 for 30 called I Hate Christian Laettner. But I heard it was awesome.
Yeah.
I want to check it out, definitely.
I want to see everything on Robert Durst first. But
all right, fair enough. I'm going with Iowa State. I love them, and I can't hide it. I just can't. I love Iowa State. And I think because of this region being weak, like you mentioned, I think they have what it takes. I think Jameel McKay is an X factor for them and allows them to play in the tournament like they've been unable to play in tournaments past. I think he's a difference maker.
He is a difference maker for them, and you've got to win 4 games to get to the Final Four. Out of those 4 games, how many times will Iowa State be trailing at halftime?
4. Because why not make it 9 in a row, right?
Yeah, make it interesting.
Unbelievable. All right, what's next? Let's go with best player in the region.
Best player in the region. I know that Jaleel Okafor is probably technically the best. That's not who I went with. When you're in the NCAA tournament, every game is huge. And the best big game player that Duke has might be the best big game player in the country. That's freshman point guard Tyus Jones. So I'm going with him.
I like it. I agree with you. Sure, it's probably Okafor. It probably is. But I went with a different point guard, and that's Gonzaga's Kevin Pangos. Love his game. 6'2", 182 pounds, not afraid of anything. And
can shoot, can pass, can take on the Giants.
And he's leading a darn good team, too. So I like Pangos there. Let's go on with strange seed. Who is the strangest seed, good or bad, in this region in your eyes?
Well, you could go with UCLA just because they're in the tournament, but I'm not going to. I went with Duke. I just don't think that Duke quite deserved a number 1 seed. I think they were a number 2 seed.
Nice, not bad. I'm not going to lie. When I saw this team and saw the seed next to their name, I thought, what? Just like that. What? Just like that. Georgetown, 4. No way.
Yeah,
there's no way. They're not bad, and when KU played them, they showed they can compete with anybody and are tough and all that. And Josh Smith, good player, but they're not a 4 seed.
No.
That's horrible.
The committee loves the Big East.
Yeah,
this year.
That shows it right there. There's no doubt. But yeah, I wouldn't have been upset if Georgetown was a 6 or a 7.
I think they should have been in a 6.
Yeah,
that's where I would have put Georgetown.
So 4 is ridiculous. I think they have another early loss coming their way. It's just kind of what happens out there. So sorry about that, Hoyas. Let's go with Cinderella. Cinderella in this bracket. The slipper belongs to
Stephen F. Austin.
Wow.
The
Coach
former,
Underwood.
Yeah, the former K-State assistant, Brad Underwood, is one reason I picked him. But let's take a look. What region is this again?
The South.
The South.
Over there on the bottom right.
All right, the bottom right, because when I looked at this, Utah has lost 4 of its last 7 games.
Wow.
So Stephen F. Austin is possibly can take on Utah. Utah's just kind of gotten tired or something. DeLon Wright's carried too much of the burden. Whatever the reasons, they've lost 4 of 7. So why can't you believe that Stephen F. Austin can beat Utah and then the winner of Georgetown, Eastern Washington?
Right.
You just mentioned I don't think Georgetown's a Classic 4 seed, so that'd be a cool Cinderella.
Yeah, that's not bad. Stephen F. Austin, one of those 12 seeds, too.
And
Everybody
then,
loves the 12-5 upset.
Yeah, and they've been with a good reason because they do happen.
Because it happens all the time, yeah.
But, the thing about that, the implications of Stephen F. Austin going to the Sweet 16, then the hottest coaching candidate in the country becomes Brad Underwood, who already should be a hot coaching candidate.
Right.
And if K-State, and I don't think that Curry is going to pull the plug on his own hire after 3 years, especially when they made the tournament the first 2 years, that's going to kill K-State's chances of ever getting its own man, Brad Underwood, who was an alum and a former assistant coach. Someone else is going to snag him up, and then they'll never get him.
Wow. Tough future that just unfolded right here on KU Sports Extra. Stephen F. Austin fans watching this crying. K-State fans watching this crying. It's just harsh realities right here. Speaking of harsh realities, my Cinderella just got torn to shreds by this guy. I'm going with Utah. I love the Utes, and I know they're struggling right now, but I like their makeup. I like their pieces. I just love how they play. Something is wrong, you're right. But I do think sort of along the same lines that you said. I think they're just right in that pocket. They could advance to the Sweet 16, and if they do, I think they could give Duke a heck of a game. So I like the Utes, like it or not. All right, let's move on. We already teased you off the top with the name that Tom Keegan didn't pick for the coolest name in the region. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. We get to find out the name that Tom Keegan did pick. Coolest name.
Coolest name also happens to be the most versatile defender in the nation. I saw him in one game shut down a 6'11 center, and then when a 6'1 guard got super hot, he switched over to him and shut him down.
I love when guys do that.
Yeah,
it's
and
awesome.
His name is Sir Dominic Pointer of St. John's.
You love that guy.
Love the name, too.
I was surprised you didn't pick the Johnnies as a little bit of your Cinderella, to be honest. You love that team.
I like the Johnnies. I think they have a lot of talent. Their center is suspended at the moment, so that throws a little wrench into it. But Gene Keaty's an assistant coach there for St. John's.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's special. All right, coolest name. I meant that, too. I was just moving on in my own head.
Special.
Coolest name for
Isn't
me,
that special?
a walk-on. And, they're players, too. Bear. A walk-on. San Diego State's Parker Yu.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What a name.
Ooh.
With an apostrophe in the middle. Sir Dominic Pointer has an
U.
apostrophe as well.
It's a great name.
This is the apostrophe
Yeah,
region.
it is. And if you've got an apostrophe, you've got a chance to get out of this region. Duke, do they have any? Okafor might. Jaleel might have one.
Jaleel's a good name. No apostrophe, though.
No? Okay. Iowa State, nobody. Let's put one in there. Let's put one on McKay, just right there between the A and the Y. Just throw it in there for no reason. All right, speaking of no reason, I could keep talking, but there'd be no reason for that. We've done all 4 bracket breakdowns, all 4 regions. If you haven't seen them, check the Tumble Roll. They'll be there. Click on each one. We'll try to link to them in the bottom. They're worth checking out. Some pretty cool names, some pretty cool Cinderellas. And, of course, if you have any input, any cool names, any Cinderellas we overlooked, we'd love to hear from you, either on Twitter at KU Sports, #AskExtra, or in the comments below these videos. Thanks for checking out, and gosh darn it, enjoy the tournament. It is finally here. We'll talk to you guys throughout our time up in Omaha, where KU is attempting to make its run. We'll talk to you next time on KU Sports Extra.